Chris. This is Hanging with the Family, and we're adding family adventures, and a couple of us are running late. So as soon as they get in here, we'll start discussing what's going on. And Margie's decided to finally come in. We're looking at the ceiling.
Sorry.
So, how was your day today, Margie? Huh?
Can you hear
Katrina,
me?
thanks for coming in. Yes, I can hear you. I just asked you a question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I couldn't hear anything. It was going.
Okay. So, how was your day today?
It was okay.
Yeah,
Well,
just okay.
hmm?
Yeah. So,
Cold
Heaven
in the
said she's going to
beginning.
be running a little bit late. Katrina says, "Hey, Margie."
Hi, Katrina.
But we got some things to cover, and there are a few things going on at Walt Disney World. So I think we can start without her. She can talk, but I'll bring it up real quick. So it's why Disney should bring back the Osbourne Spectacular of Lights ASAP. So it says in 1995, Walt Disney World debuted one of the most popular attractions during the Hollywood season, the Osbourne Family Spectacular Dancing Lights. In case you didn't know, this attraction began as a gift from an Arkansas businessman to his 6-year-old daughter. It then grew into what was a massive hit and walk-through attraction, which then eventually featured over 5 million lights and was showcased to several guests for 20 years at Walt Disney World. Originally, the Osbourne Family Spectacular Dancing Lights was placed on Residential Street in what was then known as Disney MGM Studios, now Disney Hollywood Studios. However, the attraction was moved in 2004 to the streets of America once construction began on Lights, Motors, Action's Extreme Stunt Show. Hey, Kelly, thanks for coming in. Oops. Let's see. So it says in 2016, the final performance of the Osbourne Family Spectacular of Dancing Lights left guests with tears in their eyes as they knew this incredible attraction had to come to an end. The lights were donated to Give the Kids the World Village and currently are on display this year in Kissimmee, Florida, if you want to learn more. So in case you never had the chance to see the famous spectacular, you can check it out. It's a video. Personally, I would love to see Disney bring back the Osbourne Family Spectacular of Dancing Lights. And here is why. So they say the Osbourne Family Spectacular Dancing Lights had a reliable fan base of guests visiting each and every year as they wanted to witness the incredible attraction in person. I mean, who wouldn't want to experience 5 million lights surrounding them, all synced up to Hollywood music, while with their family and friends at the most magical place on earth? Need I say more? So once the Osbourne, so I'm trying to get to the point where they say why it should come back. Instead of being fully immersed in holiday lights and decor surrounding, you should stand in front of the Chinese theater and watch projections in front of you. So this is where I think Disney should come up with a new take on the Osbourne Family Spectacular Dancing Lights. The theme park can keep the nighttime projections on the Chinese Theater and Tower of Terror, but they should also implement a walkthrough of lights. Maybe not as big as Osbourne Family Spectacular Dancing Lights, but it can be very similar. They can do this over in the Muppet section where the Ye Olde Christmas Shop and Mama Melrose are located. By doing so, it will be away from the other projections locations and towards the back of the park, not causing traffic in already busy areas of the park, including Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land. What part of Florida, Chris? Are you talking about where they have them now? They're saying it said Kissimmee is all it said. Let me see. trying to find where that was. So it said the lights were donated to Give Kids the World Village and are currently on display this year in Kissimmee, Florida. That's all it says. It doesn't tell me where in Kissimmee they're on display, but here, if you want to visit more information about this, here, let me look real quick. Let's see. It says Disney helps set up the first ever night of a million lights. Disney has once again outdone itself. Trying to find out. So this year, due to ongoing worldwide pandemic, 4,000 wishes have been postponed in order to make sure the wish granting for the critical ill children resumes as soon as possible. Walt Disney World is helping magic happen by helping Give Kids the World host its first night of a million lights. Night of a Million Lights is fully immersed walkthrough holiday, right? According to Disney Park blogs, Disney donated over 3 million glittering lights, some festive garland, big bows left over. I would have to say it's got to be at the, when you say it's at Give Kids the World Village.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would say. That it does cost though. It says the standard night is $25 for adult and $15 for kids. Peak night $35 for adults and $18 for kids. And holiday night is $40 for adults and $20 for kids.
But it's for a good cause.
Yeah, it is for a good cause because it's probably going to help run the Give the Kids World Village, and it's probably also helping Make a Wish out as well. So, but you know, I'm still glad that you're able to see them, or at least something like them. I do believe that I would love to see Disney bring them back. I would like to see them like in Disney Springs. I think that would be a great place to put them. I think it would be neat if you had a way to use, like, I understand this year the Christmas tree trail is, I think they said, isn't it spread out over Disney Springs now because of the pandemic to keep people from gathering? So I might be wrong, but once this is all over, like for next year, have it where the Christmas tree trail leads into the Osbourne Lights. I think that would be a great idea, and it might keep people from, you know, standing in one place like on the Christmas trees. But I don't know. What do you think, Margie?
I don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? You have no opinion at all?
Not really.
So you wouldn't like to see the Osbourne Lights come back to Disney?
I don't know. They were pretty, but
I don't. You say that like it didn't mean anything to you. We went there. I don't know how many years over and over for Christmas, and that was like the biggest thing we went to see.
Yeah, but they've been gone so long. I don't like. Yeah, it would be nice, but I don't mean I can live without them.
Oh my gosh! I married her for her enthusiasm.
There it is.
But so I don't know. I like the Osbourne Lights. I understand why they can't put them back at Hollywood Studios. Obviously, I mean, there's not an area there anymore with Galaxy's Edge, and I mean, I don't think what's that area called now? I can't think what it's called. Grand Avenue. I don't think Grand Avenue is big enough to hold all of it. So, but I still would love for Christmas. I mean, if we were to go down there, I would still love to be able to go see something like that. So I don't know if Disney could create something or what, but if they're using it over for Give Kids the World Village, then I think even better. And then they charge, which means it's actually going to a good cause. So I think that might be it. I don't know if anybody can just go visit the Give the Kids a World Village. I've never been there.
Yes, it's true. I don't like chocolate. I mean, I'll eat chocolate like
Yeah,
It has
she'll eat
peanut butter or caramel, but to eat like a plain Hershey bar, that's just disgusting.
So
I have a
I
whole
also
list of things I don't like. I don't
I
like
already
bacon
told him,
either.
yeah, you don't like bacon, strawberries, cherries.
I don't like watermelon.
I didn't know you about
I
watermelon.
love cantaloupe and honeydew.
But so I don't know. I mean, so you have no opinion on this at all,
I don't, like I said, I could do with or without them.
right? Well, how do
But
you feel about them being over at Give Kids the World Village?
I think that's a better place for them. I mean, if
Yeah.
it's going to make money to help, give those kids their wishes, then by all means, I'd pay
Right.
$20 to go see it.
Oh yeah. So, but but I mean, there's also lots of other places to go to. They're pretty
I, th-
close to.
I think that's one thing I don't know. I think if we were to live there, I would want to like volunteer for that kind of stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know, it has a special place in my heart, and
I mean, our park is probably getting close to what Osbourne Lights is.
yeah,
It gets bigger and bigger every year.
they just said how many lights were out there. We need to go out there this weekend and record it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I've actually done some live streams where I put pictures up, and I think they weren't pictures of this year. I think they were pictures of past years.
We should have. I don't think they're doing it this year, but you know how they used to do the flyover. You could pay
Yeah,
$20 a person. I don't know if they'll do that with the whole COVID thing
yeah,
going on.
probably not
Probably
anymore.
not.
But I don't. That's why I'm wondering. I'm wondering if even the store will be open.
Yes.
For that. Is it still open?
Yes. Yes.
Huh. Will Santa Claus be out there?
Yes.
Yes. Oh wow.
According to the letter that they put on the back of our water bill and tells you what's going on. But yes, it is going to be open.
But
Might be something to do this weekend, Saturday, tomorrow night or something.
hello, Heaven.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, did you hear what we were talking about?
The park?
Well, we were actually talking about Osbourne Lights,
Oh, okay.
and they were talking about they're over at Give Kids the World Village.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, we've talked about going to do that.
Yeah, well, they were talking about how much it cost, and we were talking about it sounds expensive, but it is going to a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very good cause.
But and then which led us into the park saying it's getting close to that size. But eventually it probably will be that size sometime. That's why I told Gonzo I don't decorate our house because I figure it'll get so big they'll just start decorating our house for us, is what I figure.
I doubt it, but
One can hope, right?
Well, we only live maybe 4 or 5 blocks away from the park, so
I know when they play the music, we can hear it from the park.
yes. Well, think about Steve Collins when they play the music. Steve Collins just across the
I bet you
street.
he has to wear earplugs to bed. I would.
But I was just telling your mom, I said, I'd love to see Disney bring something back for that. And I was like, if they put it like in downtown Disney and had like where the Christmas tree trail actually led into the light display.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would be really neat. And they could charge money there, whether give it to Make It a Wish or give it to Give Kids the World Village. They could do that.
Well, Give Kids the World Village is where the Make-A-Wish kids stay.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, but I thought that would be really awesome. But I don't know. Is it something that you really liked because you were really small probably the last time you seen it, weren't you? What, maybe 7, 8?
She was little.
I remember it though.
Yeah. And I asked your mom if she missed it, and she goes, I don't know.
Well, it's something I told you. It's something I could live with or without it.
wonder what she's grabbing. I bet she has all the lights to the Osbourne Spectacle right there in the closet. You think?
Neatly tucked away in a bin.
Yeah.
Remember I showed you guys that I bought this?
Oh yeah.
It's the Spectacle of Osbourne Lights Donald Duck.
Here, let me hold it up again.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
cool.
bought it from someone. It says the Osbourne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights, and it's limited edition of 3,000. And I bought it from a girl on Facebook.
Yeah. But you know, I love Osbourne Lights, but I was talking to Margie while I was on my route today, and I was helping another carrier out, and some people in this town go a little overboard with decorating. They do. The one I counted at least 6 to 8 Santa Clauses just in one person's yard. So, I mean, I would prefer that better than what I did at Halloween when I was carrying over Winchester and the person had baby dolls all over the yard and hanging out of the trees. That was, I wanted to take your mom to show it to her the day after Halloween, and I wanted to take a picture. They'd already had it all cleaned up.
Hey, now that maybe those people up there on Hickory are trying to compete with the park.
I don't know, because the people across the street from them is also.
Oh, all the inflatables?
Yes.
Yeah, that is it's Haley's friend. Jacob. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Let's say his name on here. So.
I don't know, but they have like 4 or 5 inflatables, great big ones.
Maybe they're having a contest between each other.
They could.
Well, they clearly lost because you should see all those lights when it's lit up at night.
Well, it looks like a trough and all the reindeers eating out of the trough right there.
They have a lot. I wouldn't want their electric bill.
No. But
I'll go take a picture of it later.
I don't even know. I don't even think one of those contests are going on where, it's like, if they pay for your electric bill if you win a contest.
Hey, I win because I don't even light mine up.
But is it a thing? Do they do that where they'll pay for your electric bill if you win?
No.
They have in the past. It's not something I've heard about this year.
No, I do know they had one at Halloween. They had a contest, the best decorated yard.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Was that here in town or?
Yeah, I think the one I really liked was over here on the corner of by the Hoosier place. They had I thought it was a real guy, and so did Haley. They had a lawnmower sitting out there, and they had him on a lawnmower.
Oh wow!
And caught you off guard if you weren't paying attention.
Well, there was a place over in Winchester I delivered to, and I swear to God, they were trying to scare me because they would have this, like, you'd walk up there and the spider would drop down. Well, he was always in a different place whenever I would deliver mail, and it was like that. But the one thing that really got me, and I'm not scared of mice or rats, was, and I don't think they were trying to get me. They were trying to get the regular Wendy. And I went to put the mail in. I opened up the mailbox, and there's a fake rat in the mailbox.
I would have peed my pants.
So yeah, I think, I guess I have fond memories because we were there with kids, of, you know what I mean?
All right, I got to take a break and let the dogs out.
All right. But to me, the Osbourne Lights, I just remember always being there with you and Haley and everything like that, and us all going to see it with Mama and Papa, and of course Papa probably didn't care, but the only thing he was thinking of was how much it cost just to light this up. It's probably the only thing he was thinking.
Yeah.
Here goes Winston.
Yeah, I put my second headphone in. It sounds like I'm standing in the house.
So, but yeah, I just, I love the idea. I just don't like putting lights up. That's why we've never. I guess we did the bushes at one time when we still had bushes.
I don't remember that.
A few times, but it's just too big of a chore, and then to take them down.
Right.
And I'd turn out to be like one of those people who don't take them down. Oh, actually, we actually have our light pole out front has never been unwrapped. It's still got the lights on it.
That's funny.
Yeah, your mom did that, and we just never redid it.
Yeah.
It's always been out there. So, but so I guess we can move on to the next thing. Just let me see here. Here we go. All right. Could Disney start using robots for character meet and greets? While the rest of America was staring to gather together for Thanksgiving and thinking about the hefty meal to come, Disney was hard at work submitting patents set to improve multiple levels of magical immerse experience guest feel in the park. One of the patents immediately caught our eye. Disney filed a patent for a new robot actor. A robot actor character mobility hardware platform adapted to unleash a provided of a wide variety of characters in the physical world. The robot actor is enabled to often screen constrained characters to become lifelike, interactive participants with nearby people in ways not presently achievable. The robot actor is an untethered, free-roaming robot that it has 2 or more legs, is adapted for high dexterity, is controlled and designed to be self-balancing, and due to this combination of characteristics, the robot can provide characters with an illusion of life and, in many cases, in correct proportions and scale. The hardware and software of the robot actor will become a new generation of animatronic figures by providing a hardware platform capable of continuously evolving to become more capable through advanced in controls and artificial intelligence.
That'd be a big fat no for me.
While it is very possible that it could be just a new form of animatronic, as the abstract says, this reporter suspects something different, especially after reading the first patent claim, which states that this innovation is a robot for bringing characters to life in the physical world. So, you don't like that idea, Margie?
Absolutely not.
You don't like it, Heaven?
No. I think it gets rid of the personal interaction that you have.
Well, I mean, I think the robot would still respond to you, just like it would.
But I still think it gets rid of the personal interaction.
Well, I don't know. I mean, think of the articulated Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, but that, like...
Yeah, but
I can't do things... I can't say things to break magic on here.
I could still go see Mickey and...
Right, but think of it this way. Think of actually
I can't make the argument I want to make on here right now.
So, but think of actually seeing a Mickey probably the size Mickey should actually be.
A mouse is not very big.
No. Let's say Goofy is a very tall character. Can we agree with that?
Yes.
So if you were to meet Goofy in real life, I'm talking about like the character, he would probably be around what? I'd say 6 foot, maybe a little taller.
Okay.
All right. So if he's 6 foot, you got to look, Mickey and Donald are actually half his size. So you would say Mickey or Donald's probably only about 3 or 4 foot high.
I don't know. I still don't like the idea.
I don't know. You didn't like the idea of Happily Ever After either until we finally seen it.
No, I did not. I absolutely wasn't angry.
I don't know. I think it would be really... You don't like it at all? Mm-mm. I mean, the only thing I don't like about it is you're doing away with people who are employed.
Well, it's like Kevin said, the personal aspect of it. What about those little kids who wait their whole life?
Well, don't you feel like they're taking the personal aspect away from us, even by putting a box in there to take a picture instead of having an actual photographer?
Yeah, but there's a lot of places right now that were using that box and they weren't actually using it. The only place I ever went that was actually using the box was one time when I went to see Anna and Elsa, and the one time when we went to see Darth Vader. Everywhere else,
horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't like it at all. Yeah.
but everywhere else, like I know they have them in the Princess Fairy Tale Hall, but they don't use them. They still have the photo pass in there.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't like that either.
So
Yeah,
I think
because when we met Darth Vader, I actually felt intimidated. I don't know.
Yeah, he was. I don't know. He wasn't as bad as Kylo Ren.
Really, you don't think? I don't know. I didn't feel so intimidated by Kylo Ren as what I did Darth Vader. But then again, what if the robots just look like a person in a costume like what they do now? I mean, and you wouldn't even be able to tell. Would it be?
Oh no, I didn't like. Didn't the picture, like, back to the photo part, didn't it cut off like
Yes,
some
yes,
of
it
us?
did. That's
Or
what I'm saying. I mean, if we would have had somebody live in there, they could have captured so much of the way it is, at different angles, and in this box is just snapping shots away.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
But
I'm just not a fan. I don't think I'll. If
the
they
only
do
thing
it, I don't think I'll like it.
the only thing I liked about that was they were talking about they were going to be putting those all over the park where they could actually capture pictures of you in the park, and they were going to use some kind of.
I think that's a little bit different because they do have the one
Right.
that is up on top of it's over on top of Casey's.
Right.
And they have you stand down in front of the hub grass, and it zooms in to you, takes your picture, and then zooms back out.
Nice.
So how would you feel instead
of
using them for meet and greets, maybe like for the shows they do in front of the castles, or maybe
that's
on
a little
the
bit different.
That'd be like capturing every expression you're having when you're watching the fireworks and stuff. That would be cool.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about the camera boxes or the
I'm
characters?
talking about the robot characters. I'm saying
I don't think it would be bad.
Because I mean, you're not exactly if it's like the show in front of the castle, the characters do, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not really interaction. You're just watching a show,
right?
And stuff like that. Now, I would say the parades, I wouldn't see any difference, as long not something that would get down and actually dance with your kids, but something that would wave and everything like that and could interact. But you gotta think. All right, the way they are, that these things they're talking about, they can just be like when you go into the Laugh Floor, or when you go to Turtle Talk with Crush. That's how this is probably going to really react. It's going to be somebody who's watching from afar and who can make these different judgments on how to react to the people that. So I guess it's something you would have to probably see in person to see if you really liked it or not.
But based on the knowledge of the area that a lot of these meet and greets are in, I don't know where they would have the room to have someone from afar, but also nearby enough to be working it.
Right. Well, I mean, if it was a meet and greet, more than likely it's going to be probably somebody who's pretty close to the area that the meet and greet is taking place. Sort of like what the articulated Mickey Mouse. No, Katrina, not like Chuck E. Cheese. It wouldn't be like that. That's a little old.
I mean, but I guess so my thing is because you also have to think, you guys said, or you said think about the articulated Mickey, and I mean, he was also there was a very set things he could say.
Right. But to me,
but they also had the animatronic Groot,
right,
who also had a very limited list of things that could be said.
If you were able But if you could take and do what you do with Turtle Talk or with, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, because every time we go to see Monster Inc.'s Laugh Floor, it's always different and the voices are always different.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think that, I don't see them replacing, obviously, like princesses with robots. I don't see that happening.
Right, right. I just still think it takes away from that personal experience. Like, again, not to break the magic, but like, think about how many times like we've gone in somewhere and we've walked away and you or mom have said, "Did you know that person? They were really, really interested in you." And like, but that's because it was such a good interaction.
Right.
Like, and you could tell, even though with like even though there's not super like facial expressions or anything, the body movement and the body language, you can tell that it was a good interaction.
Well, I could see it. Like I said, if they do it, I could see them just doing it for meet and greets. I don't see it working at like character meals, stuff like that.
But like even then, like that's the meet and greets are the same way. Like,
yeah, because it like the experience we had when Heaven was little.
Right.
She went and met Ariel. And
well, that's what he said. He said he doesn't think it would be princesses.
Yeah, I don't see how they would be able to do. I mean, I think if they did try to do princesses or like Gaston or something like that, it just people wouldn't like it because.
Well, yeah, because we all want Gaston to be rude.
But you know what I mean.
I just want Gaston to not be there.
No, I liked our interaction with like Peter Pan the last time we met him.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I don't think.
Basically, he's saying any face character would not be replaced.
Yeah, that's what I'm stating. I'm stating it'd probably be like characters like Mickey, Donald, Daisy.
It's going to be fur characters.
But what I like about that is the possibility of bringing other characters back that they hardly get to see anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, wouldn't it be neat to be like over near I don't know, a part of the park and you see Honest John and Gideon standing there in the corner or something? I mean,
they did that whole thing the year you were here, I think, where they had like every different day or every day was a different like rare duo standing up in the front of the park at Magic Kingdom.
Right, but I meant, I want them standing off the side where they look like they're up to something, like how they were in Pinocchio, or you have, of course, Hook, I don't know. Well, Hook isn't a live character, neither is Shmi either.
No, they're not.
But I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing is they have a lot of them that aren't.
Right. So. But I don't know. I guess it would be something we'd have to see for ourselves. So, because obviously we've made judgments before. We both said the first time we seen Happily Ever After, we seen it obviously on YouTube and was like, we don't like it. We like Wishes better. And then when we seen it in person,
which I cannot believe that was ever. I can't believe you guys ever watched it on YouTube and still didn't love it. We just watched it on YouTube last night. Yeah, I can't believe that.
I don't know. It was
I don't even remember finish watching it. I was so angry and mad.
I think that's what it was we were so used to Wishes.
Which, like, I don't know how it doesn't even compare. Like, I liked Wishes, but it does not even compare.
But, I think what I think it was you really the YouTube video we watched, you really couldn't see the projections, is what it was.
Right.
But what I love is you can watch the fireworks and the projections, and it's still, even every time I see it, I catch something I didn't see before.
Yep.
So, and I think really the whole thing with projections is something they've obviously gone towards because they've been using it in almost every single park now. Mm-hmm. And I believe Harmonious is even going to be using it. Harmonious is going to be using technology that they don't even use in any other park. It's supposed to be the biggest nighttime show there, and I want to see this. I really didn't care for Illuminations. I really didn't.
I hated Illuminations.
I
mean,
thought
not as much as Rivers of Light, but I hated Illuminations.
But Epcot Forever, I really liked that, even though it was just
It's so cute.
Yeah. So, but from what I understand, that's the kind of stuff that's going over to replace Rivers of Light. So,
good.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's something, it depends on how they use it. I understand what you're saying. You don't get that personal interaction, but I'm thinking, it just depends on how they use it. I don't know. And what if you don't even know it's a robot?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
So, but the only thing,
regardless of my opinion, they're gonna do it whether I think they should or not. They're gonna do it whether they're gonna do it whether you think they should or not. They're gonna do it whether Mom thinks they should or not. They're gonna do it. So
they better think about that.
Regardless of what we think, they're gonna do it. They're gonna try it, and then they're gonna take feedback on it, and then they're probably still gonna keep it.
But if you think about it, with what they're doing, and you think, what would Walt do? This is something Walt would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like I said, like I know, like I'm open. I'll regardless of what I think, I'll go in. I'll see what it's like, because like that's all about, like that's what Walt Disney World's all about, is moving forward and trying new things, and like we're supposed to be looking forward to the future, and I get it, but like we also need to keep that personal interaction.
Do you have any idea what the reason was? Was the reason why they removed the articulated Mickey Mouse?
I know that
because they used articulated characters in some of the shows up there where all of them moved their mouths. So I didn't know if it was they were afraid that children would be asking questions. Why can Mickey talk, but Donald can't when we meet him? Or why can't Mickey talk when we meet him over here? I didn't know. And I was like, instead of taking him away, why not make them all?
No, I've never actually heard an actual answer. I've heard a lot of like people who have like speculated that they just didn't get the feedback they wanted, and they didn't get as many people visiting anymore, as like visiting Mickey and Magic Kingdom anymore as they wanted, which I find hard to believe, because that line was always very long.
Right.
It's still always very long.
It was one of my favorites.
I could still kick myself for not recording that day when Haley's reaction.
Yeah, I mean, she cried. Like,
yeah.
It was just like, I don't know, that part of that childhood probably, because when she was little, she met him, and, no big deal. But this time when you walk in and he, like, looks at you and says, "Hi, pal," and it's just like holy cow, it's really him.
You've been growing up and you've watched these movies and these TV shows, and this mouse, he talks, and then you go and you meet him and he can't talk, and like, whatever, no big deal, he can't talk. But then you go and you meet him and he talks to you, and it's like, whoa, like Mickey found his voice. What just happened?
Yeah, it was emotional. Like, I get it.
But then again, it also makes you wonder, with him being able to talk, do you think it took away a lot of what the person had to do to bring Mickey to life? Like what they had to do when he wasn't talking, because obviously, I mean, when he wasn't talking, there was more expression for him to convey what he wanted to say. So, but yeah. So, I mean, I like the articulated Mickey. I really would like to see them go that way with characters. Hey, Candy Mom. So Candy Mom says, "Hey, Margie in heaven."
Hello.
Hi.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'd have to see.
Here's my problem with all of it. I do not like change. We all know. That's the problem.
I don't know. Like I said, we'd have to see how it is. And I don't really think they'd be using robots for all the characters, obviously. But I don't know. I mean, that's heading in that direction. So yeah, Katrina has a question. Oops, here we go. Says, Heaven, with working at Disney and seeing everything, does it make you lose the magic?
No. Yes and no. Like obviously there's things I've seen that I'm like, whoa, what just happened? What did I just see? But like when I go to the parks, I forget that there's backstage areas. I forget that there's cast member only areas. When I'm there for me and whoever I'm with, and we're doing the things that we're gonna do, what we've already planned. I mean, there has been times that like when we get into the area that I work in, I've stopped and I've knocked on a door and I've gone in and said hi to people that are working. So I do remember that backstage area exists, but like not very often. Like usually I just kind of forget that it's a thing, and it's still a magical place. More often though, I think that I remember the magic that's in the park. Not I say more often, but usually when I'm like right now it's hard to see the magic. Right now with COVID happening, it's hard. I'm getting emotional. We're wearing a mask and we're wearing a face shield, and most of my guest interactions are, hey, please make sure your mask is up over your nose. And it's a difficult time and it's hard to remember, and they get upset about that, and like, or hey, make sure you're keeping 6 feet between that party and others. And a lot of them don't agree with it and a lot of them don't want to. And it's really hard. But there are times where like I get those guest interactions that aren't a part of like talking and dealing with situations that are due to physical distancing or keeping your mask up. Like the other day, I told my mom in the last week, I've had 3 people talk to me while in line who live less than an hour from where I grew up. And I just got to stand and talk with them about how things are and how they really should have left the cold at home and not brought it with them. And like, I got to talk to a little girl the other day well, I say talk, but she didn't talk. She just sat and waved at me the whole time. And I just sat and waved back. And that's what we did. And like, those are moments that I remember that like make me smile. And I can remember that there is still magic there. And those are the moments that I remember to keep the magic, not that it's not lost. It's still there. We're not getting to do all the things that we think are magical, like the fireworks or the parades, but it's still there. It's not gone. So it's just hard sometimes to remember it.
Woohoo! Score for Margie.
I didn't know that.
Your dad doesn't lose mail. But yeah, Candy Mom said Kelly said it doesn't make her lose the magic. So, but
no,
I don't know.
They're not upset in any way. It's hard to talk about sometimes. I don't lose the magic. It's still there. It's always there. Like
and I'm not necessarily like if we were to come. So we all know there's the mask mandate and all that. I don't think that part would be like so much as bad, but the people, you would just be so used to so many people being there that's what I would think would make me think I wasn't.
I don't
know how to describe it.
I don't know. Right now, they said, or Gonzo and VP said that one day that was really cold, they were happy to have the masks on. That's what
I think that like, well, what she's saying is that like, the mask isn't what's going to bother her. It's going to be the lack of people.
Like, yeah.
But
right. I think right. From what I understand it, people are starting to feel it's starting like the numbers are actually going back to normal. And from what I've heard, they said, well, maybe they've just gotten so used to the way it was that it just seems more crowded to them.
I completely disagree that you lose the magic without the people, because like, yes, the like, yeah, you see magic when there's so many people there and whatever, but also you kind of get to take in like the beauty of the park when there's not as many people there. I personally think that walking out into the park at night after the last guest has left, or walking out into the park in the morning before the first guest has arrived, is one of the most magical things I've ever gotten to experience as a cast member. Like,
Right.
especially because majority of the time, the first thing that I see when I walk out of any area that I'm in is the carousel. And like,
Right.
it's just so pretty when there's no one there. I've seen like the pictures that people, I mean, obviously I don't work on Main Street, so I don't get to see Main Street when there's no guests. But like, I've seen the pictures that like guests have stayed to be the last people so that they can take an empty picture on Main Street, and I think it's beautiful. It's such a pretty time.
Right. Right. But, you know, of course, there's been times that we have made reservations that were earlier so we could get into the park and actually got to see like places before they opened up. Like, you know, what's it called? What's the place called back in Norway there at Epcot?
Akershus.
What is it?
Akershus.
Yeah. And, you know, we got to go back there, and when I don't know if by the time we were done was
World Showcase open.
the World Showcase wasn't, but I can't remember if Future World was open at that. I don't think it was when we went in, but it might have been open by the time we were done. And then I remember, didn't we have reservations once before that someplace there at Magic Kingdom where we actually got to go in and see
Crystal Palace.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of the best thing about getting to go or getting breakfast early at some of those places, that you actually get to see what it looks like. But you know, when Al's wife, of course, she's security guard there, she said that walking through Animal Kingdom and there's no ambiance, no music at all, it's just kind of creepy. So, but then again, you know, when you walk into a Disney park, I don't think a lot of people pay attention, but that music is part of what that park is, and without it. So, but you know, like I said, I don't know. I don't think that they'd be using, I don't know. They might, if they do go to robots for meet and greets, I guess they could have them where they were out on the street walking around, because they said they'd go to, I mean, think about this, meeting a Pluto that's actually on 4 legs.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool. Mom's like, no.
Meeting a Dopey that's actually the height of Dopey.
Probably about the same height as me.
Or a Dopey that you can actually remove his hat and bend down and kiss him on the forehead.
Okay, well, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. There'd be a lot of people kissing him on the forehead.
Can't do it with COVID. Like, but I get what you're saying, but I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm just one of those people.
But I think maybe if they went to robots, there might be things that you would be able to do that you wouldn't be able to do with an actual live actor. But I don't know. So I was gonna think I had something else I wanted to say, and I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Has anybody in the chat seen the new Disney game, the Haunted Mansion game? I think I'm gonna get it this week.
Yeah, she likes it. She's talked about it quite a bit.
Katrina. I don't know. What if it didn't feel like plastic?
Wait, I'm curious. What place in Florida were you supposed to pronounce?
What's that?
From up above before I got here, what place in Florida were you supposed to pronounce?
Was she talking about Kissimmee?
Oh, okay. I was just curious. It said I wanted to see how you pronounced it.
Is that what it was, Kissimmee?
Kissimmee.
Yeah, that's where they said that the Osbourne lights are.
Yeah, it's just it's funny whenever. So some people say Kissimmee and some people say Kissimmee, and put the emphasis on the I. Oh yeah, we were talking about that, Candy Mom.
We were actually
Mhm.
talking about that. We were talking about the first time that we seen the talking Mickey Mouse was it brought Haley to tears.
Yeah,
So, but
he was cool. I liked him.
That was
right,
like a moment right there that was like, I don't know, one of those moments like we had when Heaven, like, I know Haley was older, but like when Heaven was little, that was that
right,
moment for me with Haley.
right. I don't know if and you know what, we really need to get where we can transfer that from VHS
Yeah.
over to digital and
That's
actually
on
put it on.
VHS.
Yes, it's on VHS.
You
Heaven,
still
So
that was like
have it? Yeah,
1997.
I know when it was. I just didn't know you
I
guys
still
hadn't
have a
already transferred
VCR.
things. You do
so
not.
I do too. I will get it out and show you.
You don't have to do that.
but if
I
you
have to
haven't
keep
heard me,
it.
if you haven't heard me tell the story, I wasn't there to see all of it, to be the truthful. What it was, if you remember back, way back, what was this, the 90s, late 90s,
It was 97, I think, or 98.
right? And back then they used to have the Spectro Magic Parade before they did Wishes, correct?
And
Right?
it was the
Yeah.
light parade, yeah.
Well, it wasn't the Main Street Electrical Parade. That was somewhere else. It
No.
was Metro Magic. So earlier that day, if you remember, they used to have Ariel's Grotto, which what's there now? Is it?
It's still, isn't it still Ariel's Grotto? It's just the ride is attached to the side of it?
Maybe, yeah.
Or,
You know?
yeah, because I'm pretty sure Ariel's Grotto is still where it used to be.
So we went to meet Ariel, and Heaven was only about how old? She was
She's 3 or 4.
3 or 4, and we met Ariel, and Ariel just made over Heaven about her name and told her how pretty she was and everything like that. So we're at the Spectrum Magic Parade. I wasn't. We decided to take this time that everybody was there. We were going to go ride Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
When
And
you say
probably
we, that was you and your brother.
And so the way my mom is she's got to get there early and get a good seat. And she wants everybody there to get early and get a good seat. And she basically, they were sitting there, and the part with Ariel, the float with Ariel, comes around, and Heaven jumps up and says, "Hi, Ariel. Hi, Ariel." And in the video they were actually recording this, so we have this on video. Ariel turns and looks at Heaven and says, "Hi, Heaven." And I think it brought probably every single one of them to tears when that happened. So that was kind of like a magic moment there. So, but Katrina says, I have 14 years of our summer Disney trips on VHS. So
It's crazy.
VHS is, I mean, I'm so glad we have it. I'm so glad we still have a VCR, but we
so
really
glad.
need to find a way to transfer them over.
Yes, I am so glad that you can record everything on your phone now, because I actually watched my dad almost knock my aunt out at Paradise, is that right? What was it used to be called down there at Disney Springs? Pleasure Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom and dad don't drink, and my aunt does. She does drink, and this night my mom and dad decided to drink, and I'm pretty sure I seen them a little tipsy that night. And
is that the night they were like up there going, boop, boop?
yes, because they had the replay of Grease up. My aunt, and my mom were dancing and everything, and then they celebrate like it's New Year's, whenever, every night at midnight, and they toss stuff out like New Year's Eve stuff, and so they're throwing this stuff out. Now, like I said, now today you have this to record. All right, back then my dad would carry an actual video recorder around his neck to capture everything. So they're throwing this stuff out, and my mom and dad and my aunt are jumping up to grab this stuff, and my dad goes up and my aunt goes up, and the camera comes up and whacks my aunt right in the head. I'm like, oh my gosh. And here it is. I've been drinking. They've been drinking. I'm probably the only sober one out of them. And I'm like, I'm going to end up taking somebody to the hospital here. So,
Good times.
hey,
Good
Chris,
times.
thanks for coming in. But yeah, so, but I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about robots
It's a no for me.
Just
as
not a fan.
characters.
Not interested. I mean, I'll go and see it. I'll go and give it a chance. I'm not interested though.
Oh, Katrina says you can take them to CVS and get them to DVD. I want to do it with my VHS, but I always forget to grab them.
Interesting. Thank you.
But I don't think it costs that much to get the stuff where you can actually just hook it up to the computer and then bring it off as a digital.
Might take a while. We have a lot.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but you could also then keep it on like a backup of just a flash drive or something that you could just toss in a bag, so that if there was ever like an emergency or like a fire or something, you could just grab that bag that had a flash drive in it and head out.
Yeah, I always thought that's what we should do is, use a flash drive and, like whenever we're saving pictures, we can always save it to a flash drive and then write on the flash drive what it is, and then we always have it.
Or better yet, Google Photos. Because
well,
then,
that's true.
if there's
Google
anything,
Photos.
you don't have to worry about grabbing the pictures at all.
Right. But I don't know. I like watching Disney. I like them doing new stuff. Like I said, when it comes to these robots becoming characters for meet and greets, if you're asked, what would Walt do? This is something Walt would do. And believe me, if it's Disney doing this, it's not going to be something that looks like it's not going to look like, I don't know like a puppet or something like that. They're going to try and make it look as realistic as possible. And I really think that if they do it, they're probably not going to do it until they have it perfect. So I don't see them putting anything out. I think it'd probably be like the dinosaur they had I've never got to see, or like what is it, the Muppets Mobile Lab. You know what I'm talking about, that they had there in Epcot with Beaker and Bunsen.
Well, maybe once this vaccination comes out, we won't have to wear masks anymore and social distance and all that.
Maybe. But I think it'd be something neat to see. Like I said, it'd be something different. So,
yeah.
Do you guys have anything else you want to say, whether it be with the Osbourne Lights or with robots or anything else we've been talking about before?
Just to heaven, if you guys go, make sure you record it so we can see it.
I'll do my best.
You don't have to record it. Even just take pictures.
Okay, but listen.
Or just go Facebook Live.
Listen, I just sometimes like to live in the moment and keep my phone in my pocket when I go to things like this. And I know you all want pictures and stuff, but maybe I'll just have to go twice. Maybe I'll go once to live in the moment.
Or you live in the moment and have one of your roommates do it.
Well, Kiana's your best bet then.
Okay.
Yeah, but then we're gonna get Kiana and Katie just posing in the pictures.
That's okay. Tell her to do it in the best Jon Snow.
They told me that I need to send you my Patrick Star.
Hey, Jeffrey. Thanks for coming in. We're just
so.
wrapping things up right now, buddy. But
hi, Jeffrey.
I get to sleep in tomorrow for the finally.
What do you mean finally?
Friday, because I've been up all week at 3 and 5.
Ugh.
I'm not even scheduled anywhere tomorrow. I guess it'll be up to Mick. So, all right. So that's it.
Somewhere tomorrow.
We're at an hour.
For work.
let's see. I don't know what we're going to do for next week.
Hi,
I think we'll
Jeffrey.
figure something out. Maybe we'll have a guest. But I wanted to cover some news, which obviously I thought if we took 2 stories and talked about it, that it would work out, because I did do away with the live stream this week in Disney. I'm no longer doing that anymore. I thought this would give us something to talk about over here on Hanging with the Family. And it kind of goes on with what Heaven and I do on Wednesday nights, where we talk about sweets and treats. And I think we had a really good time talking about that stuff last night.
Yeah.
But remember, tonight I will be on Disney Friends over on The Adventures with Gonzo. And I believe we're going to have Perfectly Cat and Mega Moves, if I'm right. I don't know. Last time I heard, he made it sound like we're all going to be there tonight. So remember, I believe that's at 10:30 tonight. I don't know if it's at 10:30 or if he moved that one to 9:30. I don't know. Katrina, you probably know more than I do when it comes to that. So, but I thought he said 10:30 last
You
night.
too, Jeffrey. Katrina, I've been up since 3 o'clock when you go to bed at 5. That's crazy.
Disgusting.
Oh, she'll be up late tonight. So.
Yeah, me?
No, Katrina, because
Oh.
she'll be up with Gonzo for his live stream for him to wait for the Mandalorian. Yes.
He waits up for it?
Yes. And he tried to say that me and VP would be on there. I'm like, no, not gonna be there. VP might be there, but I'm not gonna be there. So it's at I thought he said 10:30, but I wasn't for sure. So I knew that he was moving some stuff back to 9:30. But as for that, I think that's going to wrap it up, ladies. I want to thank everybody in the chat: Jeffrey, Katrina, Candy Mom, Cynthia, Kelly from the Mickey Bunch, and who else do we have? Krista Knoxville, and look through. I don't want to miss anybody, but that looks like it covers all. Thank you very much. We appreciate all your support. And I want to thank Heaven and Margie, both of them always being on here with me. And so you'll be able to catch us again next week at Thursday at 6 o'clock, or Hanging with the Family. Like I said, I don't know what we're going to do yet. We might have a guest. We might play a game. We might just talk Disney like we did tonight. So, but once again, don't forget, 10:30 tonight on The Adventures of Gonzo for Disney Friends with myself, Megan from Mega Moves, and Kat from Perfectly Cat. And we will see you all later. So
Bye.
Bye.